Welcome. I'm Kim, coming to you from the beautiful Dominican Republic today. I'm so glad you're here for your yoga class. Today we'll be focusing on more of an assisted stretch on the restorative spectrum. So very little that you'll have to actively do in these stretches. It's going to be a little bit more passive. We'll follow that with a guided meditation and rest pose, hopefully leaving you really well nourished for the rest of your day. So I'm going to use a couple props. If you've got a bolster, you could use that, or a pillow, or even rolling up a blanket long-wise would be suggested. I'm also going to have two blocks. We might use those instead of a bolster, and I'll show you how you could use either of those. So our first pose today, and let me mention before we get started, if anything doesn't feel comfortable to you, please find an alternative, a modification that might feel better in your body. Always being mindful of safety. This first pose is a supported twist. So I'm going to place the bolster, the pillow, right up next to my hip, my thigh. My knees are bent, and with hands on either side of the bolster, walking down onto the support. And we're going to be here for about 2 minutes. So I invite you to situate your body and just come into a comfortable support, letting go of your shoulders, your hips, moving your knees or torso if necessary to get more comfortable. And feel free to close your eyes. I'll let you know when it's time to come out of the pose and switch sides. This supported twist is a really nice way to get some space in your spine, your hips, your shoulders, without any active energy on your part. You're just releasing into the support of the bolster. Bring your awareness, your attention to your breath. As you breathe in, you may feel your top ribs, your side ribs expand. And as you breathe out, allow yourself to drop into the support even more. So really your goal here is to relax your muscles as best you can. And by doing so, we can get deeper into the connective tissue and fascia, which are often tightly wound up and tense. So when we can relax our muscles, we can get deeper into that fascia. We'll be here another minute. I'm going to go into silence so that you can find some inner space. Allow your breath to expand as we prepare to switch sides. So draw your hands under your shoulders as you press up. And for ease, you could simply take your knees and twist the other way. But to make it easier for you to see me, I'm going to take the pillow to my other hip. So again, draw the pillow, your blanket, right up next to your hip, and with your hands on either side of the pillow or bolster, walk your body down onto that support. And just take your time wiggling, maneuvering shoulders or hips or torso so that you completely can let go. Letting the props help us, assist us with this deep stretch. Take a big breath in. Feel the expansion in your lungs, your ribs. And as you breathe out, let your shoulders drop. Soften your jaw. Let your bottom and top teeth part. Your eyes might be closed. See if you can find a softening at the corners of your eyes and the corners of your mouth, forehead.
allowing for a deep release of muscles, connective tissue, fascia. Because we'll be here another minute or so, see if you can allow your bones to even get heavier. Let everything melt into the earth. A deep release. Allow your breath to begin to expand. I really love this supported twist, and often I like to be 5 minutes per side. For the sake of our timing today, we're going a little bit shorter, but in your own time, if you incorporate this supported twist, feel free to stay 3 to 5 minutes. It's really wonderful for your spine. Slide your hands under your shoulders and pressing up as we get ready for our next pose, which is supported bridge. So for this posture, I'm going to use a yoga block. You don't have to. You could also use your pillow, but I find the support of a yoga block keeps a nice stable base for supported bridge. So coming down onto your back, you're going to lift your hips and place the block under your tailbone, your sacrum. And just find that there's space in your cervical spine right under your neck. So we don't want any pinching or any pressure on your cervical spine. So supported bridge allows us the benefits of an inversion without any active effort. So some people like to stay in supported bridge with their feet on the mat, on the earth. But you've got a second option, which would be waterfall, and that means that you take your legs, feet up to the sky. Because that block is right under your sacrum and tailbone, there should be complete stability. If you feel any wobbliness, adjust the block so you feel stable. So we'll be here for about a minute in supported bridge. Inversions are really good for our hormones, for balance. Anytime you're in an inversion, you want to avoid turning your head. I'm doing that now for the sake of our video, but otherwise keep your head completely neutral and focus on your breath for the next 5 full breath cycles. And in preparation to come out of this shape, I'm going to lift my hips, remove the block, and then rolling onto your side in fetal. Feel free to rest there for a few breaths. And then using your top hand, arm, press yourself up to a seat in preparation for our next posture. This next posture, some call it supported fish or a supported back bend. I'm going to show you 2 ways that you could set up for this shape. Both are really nice. It just depends on what feels better for your body. So one option would be to use our bolster, and we could simply come down onto the support. The bolster or pillow is right at your low back, so you want to really get it super close to your sacrum so that your whole spine is on the support. And you could lie back onto that support. So lying back onto that support. Or option 2 would be to use our yoga blocks. And if you're doing that, then you're going to place one block at a low setting, and I like to place the other block for my head at a higher setting. So the yoga block would go right under your shoulder blades, and then the other block goes at the back of your head. So take a moment to situate yourself, either using the yoga blocks or the bolster, the pillow. And again, some people call this supported fish pose in yoga, but it is a supported back bend. And back bends open up our chest, they open up our pecs and shoulders. Much of our life is spent, if you think of typing over a computer or being over a steering wheel, we're in some type of forward fold. So by taking this passive back bend, we get all the space in our muscles in our chest. And back bends are great for our spine. So I'm going to be silent for the next minute as you go inward, with each exhale allowing yourself to drop into the support more and more. And begin to expand your breath. And slowly and carefully bending your knees and rolling to your side, just so that you can remove the props, and then you'll come right onto your back once again. So lying down, this shape is called reclining tree. So taking your right knee, bending it, the sole of your foot will be at your left inner thigh. You might like some additional support by having the yoga block under your right knee. And we'll be here for 1 minute. This is a nice hip opener. You may feel an inner thigh stretch. So letting your spine just melt right into the support beneath you. Palms can be up. That opens up your chest and shoulders. Allows for space. And come back to awareness as we prepare to switch sides. So removing your yoga block, extend your right leg, and this time bending your left knee. Placing your yoga block, your prop, under your left knee for some nice support. And also that support, it allows us to drop in deeper. So find a neutral position for your head. Take a full breath in and sigh it out. And drop into reclining tree pose. Bring your awareness back as we prepare to switch shapes one more time. Removing your yoga block. This pose has a funny name. We call it Banana Asana. And that just means we're kind of in the shape of a banana. So I invite you to take your feet over to the right side of your mat. If it's available to you, cross your left foot ankle over your right ankle. You're going to take your torso and also angle it to your right. Your right hand will take a hold of your left wrist. So we're getting a deep side stretch into our left side. Take 5 big breaths here. Every day we get compression in our ribs. So we want to do these lateral stretches to get space between our rib cage. 2 more breaths. Nice. Let's switch sides. So walk your feet over to the left side of your mat, perhaps crossing right foot over left. Then your torso comes to your left. This time your left hand takes a hold of your right wrist. Just letting your right shoulder drop back. Take a big breath into your right side body. And as you exhale, drop your shoulders back. Soften your facial muscles. And take 4 more breaths here in Banana Asana. Oh, that felt so good from my rib cage. I hope it felt as good for you as it was for me. We're going to stretch out now in a relaxation pose for the guided meditation portion. So take your right foot toward the right corner of your mat, your left foot toward the left corner, your palms to be face up. Now you can lie here on your back, or if you would rather for this guided meditation, be on your side or your belly, or even in a chair. That would be absolutely fine too. So go ahead and close your eyes as you find your way into stillness. I'm going to be seated as I talk you through this meditation, but I invite you to close your eyes, make any adjustments to your body, eventually finding your way into stillness. Let's do a short progressive muscle relaxation. So go ahead and squeeze your feet and your toes. Squeeze as tight as you can, and then soften. And in both legs, go ahead and squeeze your calves, your thighs, even your glutes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as tight as you can, and relax your legs. Now take your hands and squeeze as tight as you can, your hands, your arms, tight, 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 and soften. And lastly, your face. Squeeze all of your muscles as tight as you can, like you just bit into a lemon. And then soften your face. Allow your eyebrows to relax and the space between your eyebrows. Feel a softening between your shoulder blades, behind your heart. Let that melt right into the earth. And I would like for you to imagine yourself now in a beautiful place. It could be a real place or someplace you imagine. It might be a beach or the mountains or an indoor space. It really doesn't matter. But taking in the textures, the colors around you. Notice any sounds. Maybe sounds of birds or water. And feel the temperature of this space, making it perfect. Whatever feels good for you. And as you find yourself relaxing more and more in this special place, you see somebody approaching. Somebody that feels so safe. and you embrace each other with familiarity, with a warm hug. And this person says to you, I have a message. I have a special message just for you. And for the next minute, as I'm silent, I invite you to listen to this message. Listen. Listen. And perhaps the message that is shared with you today is clear, or maybe it's still forming. I want you now to imagine a symbol. It doesn't really matter what it is. Maybe it's a heart shape or a cross or a special stone. But in your mind's eye, see this symbol. See the colors, the texture of it. And I invite you to take the message that was just shared with you and put it right into this symbol. Now imagine placing a string through the symbol and tying it around your neck like a necklace, and let it rest right on your heart. For the next 5 minutes, I'm going to invite you to have a silent meditation, a silent rest. I'll be right here to guide you out of it as we're nearing completion. But allow yourself to rest easy, being supported by the earth, allowing everything to drop into the earth, and feeling the peace from this message. Rest now in Shavasana. Allow your breath to begin to expand. Preparing to come back from your guided journey. Perhaps in your mind's eye, seeing the images, the textures of the space, the special space that you've gone to today. And thanking this special person for showing up today to share this message with you. Hugging them goodbye just for now. Feeling awake and refreshed for having taken this restorative class and this restorative time to nourish your body and your mind and your spirit. So begin to bring some gentle movement back into your hands and feet, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe taking a good morning stretch above your body. And then rolling to your side. Take a few breaths and then you'll find your way into a seat. Bring your hands to prayer at your heart and let's take a couple sun breaths just to reawaken and get ready for whatever we need to do next. Maybe there's not too much we have to do, but just bringing our sense of aliveness back. So take your hands, reach up to the sky, and exhale your hands down to the earth. Let's take that in reverse. Thumbs up, reach up to the sky, bring your hands to prayer, and draw them down to your heart. And one more time. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands down to the earth. Inhale, stretching up to the sky. And this time as you exhale, bring your thumbs to your third eye between your eyebrows and just allowing a gentle reminder to live each day with an open mind. And drawing our thumbs down to our heart space, serving as a reminder to live each day with an open heart. And often in yoga we end with a word that in its simplest means the light in me honors the brilliant light in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this restorative assisted stretch today and guided meditation. I'm Kim from the Dominican Republic, and I hope to see you in our next class.